I'm jumping.
You're good. I could. We gotta turn the AC on.
Yeah.
Hotter than a 6-shooter in the Magnolia Projects.
Where's that? That's gonna be playing on.
This is dedicated to every.
Welcome to the Higgnz Lounge, episode 19.
About this term.
We're still counting.
They build up quick.
He didn't even make it to 20 before he's going back to camp.
Y'all, I don't think so. I'm a human like to pray me. I was born a predator. Only way for me to survive, be a competitor. You may like to eat, but I thrive on execution. Every move I make within the jungle, do it truly. Fubin, adrenaline, my body pumping by the gallons. More than just a challenge in the presence.
It's getting pretty fucking savage on these streets. Crime is up.
We are not alike, cause all I see is feet and sex. I've been stepped on, echo rattles my head on, fed on it for motivation to prove to the world they get wrong. Been on the headstrong training hard in the middle, 10 toes down the anvil on campus to squash your limo. Where on my armor created a heart of Teflon, stamina animal, comparison to hungry leopard who crept on the come up back. I got my flex on, I press on that last heart. I'm here now for the next one.
We been smoking, homie. We smoking a little pee out here, feeling that shit. That's all right for you, bro.
Zero, bro. I'm getting my dude. If he gets ready to be my dinner, I glide.
It's your feet back, you in the corner, captured. Right before you check, I realize
it's gonna get a little smoky in this bitch.
Woo! Well, let's look at it this way. If he gets a contact, right, it's technically like he didn't do it.
Your sanity is probably intact. You're just really, really high.
You know what I'm saying?
There's no such thing as contact highs.
There's no such thing.
Oh, I believe him.
I would. I could debate that.
So what do you mean? Like it can't happen?
That's not possible.
You would actually have to like cloud this son of a bitch out. It would have to be so high in content for it to actually be worth anything.
Do you think we should get out? Dude, I don't know. My bomb.
Goals. There's goals in life, bro. Get him a contact.
It's never happened for me, but I've been around people who have claimed it's happened to them when they were around me.
Dude, if you want to call, bro, and they clouding that bitch out, like hotboxing it, which
you gotta catch a fucking contact,
in that situation, right? But like it's been pretty much proven, if you want to look it up, that it takes a lot from secondhand smoke.
Do you think we should get out? Dude, I don't know. My bomb.
When's the last time you smoked weed?
I'm working on probably about 6 years.
You working on it?
Yep.
He's work. It's
like you don't want to smoke weed?
Absolutely not.
Damn.
Nope.
Your bad. You know what I'm saying?
Look, nothing against it. I believe it has its uses and it works great for people. It don't work great for Paul.
It was my cup of tea.
You straight edge.
Say, bro, there's some people who fucking trip the fuck out if they smoke.
Absolutely.
You know what
Have you tried weed zero?
No, I will not.
You won't. You ain't gonna smoke weed zero.
I'm not gonna smoke weed zero either.
Let me tell you something about weed zero, son. Weed zero has come a long way. Weed zero has gotten a lot better since they made it legal. They figured out some shit. Me and him a couple weeks ago, we were watching a UFC fight, and he had picked up some of this strain called biscotti from the dispensary, I guess you could say. The man calls it the wellness clinic, the CBD dealer, you know.
It's a CBD shop.
CBD shop. Well, he's like, dude, I got some of that biscotti, so I rolled it up, and that's what I'm smoking now. And smoked it, and I'm sitting there, dude, and we just watching the fight, and I just had to stop him. I said, bro, like, I'm high, dude.
That's some heavy shit, man.
Come on, get the fuck out of here. No, bro, I'm serious, bro. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm fucking high. I feel like I'm fucking high right now. I'm serious. I'm high, you know, and ever since then, I stocked up on it.
Yeah, I think I need another drag. Lift me up.
I gotta stay with the biscotti. And actually, the THC content in biscotti is like the lowest of all the different CBDs on the shelf.
But it does have THC.
No, well, that's what I'm saying.
A traceable amount, you know.
It's the smallest amount of all the ones that on the shelf.
Yeah.
But basically, it's considered hemp if it's not, you know, over point.
Oh yeah, no, it's hemp still.
For each state, I think it's point. What is it? 0.6 here, 0.6
it's
in
0.3.
Mississippi.
It's 0.3. It's 0.6 in Mississippi. It's
right.
Less 0.3 and less here. You know what I'm saying? I think it's even less than 0.3. So it's got to be like 2.999, you know, to like pass on a federal level. No, but in this one is 0.09% THC. It's the least amount of THC. And I went back to the shop and I was like, bro, this does this. And he's like, yeah, everybody's been telling me that. And it's the CBA content, which makes it more of a sativa. It's more of an energetic one. So it actually makes it makes people feel like they're getting high.
That's some heavy shit, man.
Right. So what I've come to learn with it, because, you know, I mean, it's definitely a up and coming thing. It's got its medical legalities in the state now. And so there's like Delta 8 and Delta 9.
Yeah.
Right.
So
we know all
Delta
about it.
8 is the real deal from my understanding. And if you're caught with it, they can't do you nothing.
They can't. All right. So
but I don't get the difference because either way you're getting high. So what's the point in not just letting the Delta 9 go?
Well, it's because of the science. So what happened was in the Delta 8 was discovered in like the 70s. But Delta 9 is what's in excuse me, is in like cannabis. The shit you get on the street, right? You know what I'm saying? Delta 9. Delta 8 is in all cannabis. Like it's in the CBD and it's in the other, but it's only in like a small percentage, bro. It's like 0.01% of the plant has this Delta 8 in it. So what they were able to do is extract the Delta 8 out of plants and turn it into an oil. And so they make edibles out of it now, and they actually spray it on, you know, onto bud. They'll take CBD bud and spray the oil on top of it. You know what I'm saying? And what it does is the Delta 9 touches two opioid, like whatever. What's the receptors in your brain? Is it opioid receptors? What's the receptors?
That would be in enkephalins.
The psychedelic receptor. What they call
dopamine, serotonin.
Right.
THC is thought to exert most of its effects by binding to receptors called cannabinoid receptors.
It hits different. All right. So the Delta 9 hits two different receptors in your body.
There are two known cannabinoid receptors, CB1 and CB2.
The receptors, one of them is for like, one is a body receptor, one is a brain receptor.
CB1 receptors are found throughout the nervous system, while CB2 receptors are primarily found on immune cells.
Right. So Delta 9 hits both of them. Delta 8 hits the body receptor. But what it does is it makes you feel high, but it doesn't give you that psychedelic paranoia feeling. So it is psychoactive, but it's not. It's touching one receptor, not the other. So people don't get that paranoid, you know, Debo pigeon coop feeling if they smoked it.
Get off me! Get off me! I'm in Debo pigeon coop sweating like a slave.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the feeling I try. That's why I eat edibles. I'm trying to get scared. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the darkness. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm blind! Oh shit, I'm blind! Man.
But
I like edibles too, but without weed. I think they call it food.
But from doing the research, it's like all right, so it's legal. So Delta 8's legal. You'll still fail a drug test from using it.
Right.
Because our body tests for the metabolites that our body breaks in. You know, the drug test takes for the metabolites that our bodies break down into after we use. It doesn't test for THC. So it just, the test's going to perceive it as the same. And then right now, at this point, there's no way to decipher the difference.
Right.
So you don't buy it if you got to pee in the cup.
You got to take the Pepsi challenge.
But if you do got to pee in a cup, I'm your man. $20.
Oh!
Nice, sell lemonade, huh?
Yep.
Good for you. Good for you. You're entrepreneurs.
Shit, you could get more than 20, bro.
Hey, man, look, bro, I'm a cheap hoe.
A cold, you just want a cold 20?
That's it.
Well, I mean, or you could take the Pepsi challenge. I took the Pepsi challenge. I ate 250 milligrams once, and I ate 500 milligrams of the other time of the Delta 8. So this is some Delta. We on some Delta shit today. Delta. That's why it's called Delta Storm. And that's doses of Delta 9 I've taken before, and it don't compare, bro. You know?
Like we tried it. We actually tried it one time. We did an episode where we actually tried it.
Yeah, it's on the Higgnz Lounge catalog.
It is. It's on the Higgnz Lounge catalog. It's a good episode too, bro.
I'll let you do your thing, man. I thought you was gonna get it.
And look, what's so funny is remember I told you they sprayed the oil on the butt?
Yeah. So
I didn't even realize this till I went back and watched it after. I'm talking to him. Remember I was telling you to spray the oil onto the butt. Right. Well, I'm talking. And he ain't paying attention to me at all, bro. He's working his ass off over there. Stephen Greer that supposed to inform the president. And what it was, the shit it's oil, so it like glues to the butt, so it's sticky as fucking hell. And he's over there breaking it up, bro. He shows his fingers, dude. It looks like he's been pulling up weeds all day in the yard. Wash your ass.
Bro, my hands look like I've been digging in the garden, bro. It looks like I've been trimming weed. Bro, that shit all green. Disgusting, dog. It's terrible because they spray it on regular CBD,
right?
Like, right. I'm talking to him, and he just stops with, dude, my hands are so fucking sticky right now. Like, fuck this shit. He was mad.
Yeah, I never bought that shit again. I bought the edibles one more time because the edibles were grinder,
Jeez. That sounds like too much work, man, especially for, some knockoff.
But people, dude, that Delta 8's gonna blow up quick.
I think it already has. Like I said, for somebody that don't even dabble, I've learned a lot.
Learning is fun, now the dance has begun. Fall in love with learning. Lean back, then we hit the wall.
But some people still can't smoke weed because it fucks them up, makes them too paranoid, but they still want to dabble. Like, they still want to be in the fucking weed game, so they smoke weed zero. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this one don't put me in a pigeon coop, but I can still...
Right. I know people, like, who don't like to smoke weed, but they'll like to smoke CBD. I like the CBD. It's different. You know what I'm saying? I mean...
It's interesting,
It's just... Because it's too... I guess the other is too strong. Too strong for them, so they can't fuck with it. But that's what's good. That's why it should have been legal years ago. This shit should have been. We were
growing up, though.
Right? Just think about how good it would be if it was never illegal. Where they would be at?
Oh, how it would have evolved,
right?
So, it's evolving now, but we'd have been 20 years ahead,
bro. That'd be fucking. Yeah. Think about like Walmart sections or like weed fucking cereal. Like every corporation would have a weed version of their fucking product. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how big it would be.
She said a biscuit, ice cream, soda,
Remember when there was a rumor going around talking about Marlboro copyrighted cigarweed before it came out?
I remember seeing pictures of like a Marlboro, but it said marijuana.
Right. They already made the they ready to go. They got everything laid out. The whole ground, as soon as they hit it federally, dude, they got the whole promo program laid out. They got the cover, the box. You know what I'm saying? It's basically a weed plant on the box of, and I think it does. I don't even think it says Marlboro on. I think it says marijuana. Or some shit.
Deeper than that. So say they've got a bunch of land bought up to when it does become federally legal, they're gonna be growing the most. that's not sexy to me. How you like going to Walmart? Like, I don't want to go to Walmart and get my weed. I want to get my weed from like the grower. You know what I'm saying?
But
Somebody he's like, I don't use pesticides or it's all. But I want it all tested out, basically. But yeah, I don't know. That's what happened with legalization, bro. It took away the uniqueness of like knowing your grower.
Can't even carry this bud's jockstrap. It's two different universes. They're not even in the fucking same reality.
You know what I mean? To where you just go to the store and get a pack of pre-rolls now, as opposed to having a relationship with the person who like put their time and effort and energy into growing a plant.
This is my masterpiece. Took me almost 20 years to develop this strain.
Which is like some different shit.
I get that, like it, but at the same time, they were able to make it so much better since since they didn't have to hide as much to do it. Now, I mean, it's kind of wide open, so they're able to mix and match as much as they can until they come up with the right product. I mean, that's how like the hybrids really didn't blow up until they made it legal. Remember we were talking about before it was legal, we had the Conbud,
right?
We had Hydro. Right. They had specific names, and now they didn't mingled and matched so much now that everybody comes up with their own little name.
Right.
I mean,
they just look at it and name it. I remember when like swag was a big deal, man.
it was a big
deal, and then like only your money makers, was smoking everything with a name, and it was all Conbud, a Hydro, with a little cute name here or there, and bro, I mean that shit's gone. It kind of almost, I don't know, in my opinion, legalization ruined the weed game.
Dude, there was some Reggies that's better than Good Bud. Like back, it's just the way it was. It's just the way it's grown, really. You know what I'm saying? Like you could come across some shit you bought on the street.
That's some heavy shit, man.
It's hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? You get some Reggie that's off the chain.
Right.
Based on some of the Conbud that you would get, and it's all dry and old. You don't know where it came from. I mean, it's just the way it's grown, bro. And where it's grown, how it's grown. He's got to see it wide open.
Yeah, I mean, I think the government oversight is good and it's bad. You know what I mean? Because it keeps out scrupulous people, bro. It keeps out shady practices and people who use like the main thing for smokers and like connoisseurs is fucking consuming bud that's like pesticide free and like nutrient rich and flushed properly, bro.
All right, so
you know what I mean?
With a thick stem, will you? Short interlobes, long pointy fingers, strong veins, tight bud clusters.
Now, this is what I was trying to say, and I think I get what I get exactly what you're saying, because you would be that kind of shopper. But what I'm getting at is if it was never made illegal, if it was never like bastardized, it was treated like alcohol, right? You know what I'm saying? From the get-go, instead of going through the smear campaign and smearing it and making it this huge problem. Right,
we just saying if though. If it was a fifth, we'd be drone. Ain't you got a fifth around here somewhere?
No. Who is hot?
Yeah, what happened to the going away?
Well, I know. What I'm getting at is
pass me my green light.
Oh, bro, you're not even. Do you hear what I'm saying?
I'm listening.
Like,
to
where
you,
would
bro.
it be today? It would be
you're right in my ear.
It would be on every shelf, and you're saying you don't want it that way. And you know what? And what I'm getting at is the game would be so elegant that they would have like real buyers. You get what I'm saying? And if you buying at people, but if corporations had control of it, they would make their own hemp product. They would make their own fucking get high product, and it would be on the liquor shelf, just like any liquor. You can buy fucking Taka or you could buy Grey Goose. You get what I'm saying? Like it would be like that.
What do you think, Paul?
I think
it would be unique.
Psychological aspect to it. Like, I'm gonna be real.
Okay, be real.
It's a little out of place, you know.
A lot out of place, right?
You know, because you think about where it comes from, and it's been outlawed for so long. It's kind of like, you know, the way alcohol was for so long.
I enjoyed when it was illegal because of the risk factor.
Hey, how long does this shit last, man?
And what is your name, sir?
You scared me, man. Well, I told you my name, man.
Sir, what's your name?
Hey, what's your name, man? The dude wants to know your name, man. His name is Ralph, man.
Some people are addicted to the risk factor of it being taboo.
That is actually something I wanted to bring up tonight. Is your boy who's trending too is Carl West, the doctor. You ever heard about the doctor who actually does drugs, and he's for decriminalization, and like he started studying them. The psychological problem of it being illegal is that cat and mouse chase. This dude, he like does like pure heroin and shit, and he just leisurely does it, has no addiction to it.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Sound like he a dope head to me, bro.
Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. We'll find out.
Carl Hart is a professor of neuroscience and psychology at Columbia University. He wants other states to follow Oregon's lead and go beyond it by making recreational drugs legal to sell and safer to use. He spent the last few decades researching meth and crack, and his latest book defends people who use drugs for pleasure.
So you wrote a book called Drug Use for Grown-Ups.
Yes.
So why should grown-ups use drugs?
Well, the full title is Drug Use for Grown-Ups, Chasing Liberty in the Land of Fear. And the subtitle is related to this issue of who we are as Americans. We say that we believe that each of us have these rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, meaning that we can live our life as we see fit. That's not true in this country. Like, why, if you are a responsible adult, should your government be telling you that you can't alter your consciousness as you see fit?
So you're saying that people have a fundamental right to use drugs?
Adults have a fundamental right to behave or pursue whatever behaviors they like, as long as they're not bothering anyone else. Absolutely. I ask people, particularly middle class, privileged people, because I know they're using drugs, because I've used drugs with a number of these people who are politicians, who are famous people, who are captains of industry. I asked them to come out of the closet so they could stand up on behalf of the people who have been persecuted, vilified, and so forth.
In this book, you talk about using heroin. Heroin has a big stigma around it. Was that hard to do?
I talked about it to make a point, to show that I'm not addicted, never had any of those problems related to addiction. But I wanted people to say, see, look at my productivity, look at the fact that I contribute to my community, look at the fact that I'm a good spouse, I'm a good father. And I decided to come out of the closet because I felt less than honorable. I felt like a coward, and I felt like I wasn't standing up on behalf of people who were being persecuted.
You talk about using heroin responsibly, in your words. How does one do that?
The same way one might do alcohol responsibly. Like today, you and I are sitting here meeting. I know we had this meeting. I know I couldn't have a drink of alcohol, just like I would decide not to do heroin before you and I meet. And besides, I wouldn't want to blow my high like that, right? So you say a responsible heroin use would be at the end of the day, when you have time set aside to do an activity for you.
I keep it moving, moving, moving. I keep it moving, moving, moving. I keep it